Hello ladies and gentlemen, Keaton here and welcome to this week's look at the latest Nuclear Throne update. This is update number 15. Now if you're new to this series, this is the one time a week where we take a look at the latest Nuclear Throne update. We put the changelog into video format for you and show you as much as possible that we can. And yeah, so if you're looking for gameplay footage, check out our playlist. Or maybe check back later in the week, we may have some gameplay let's play footage for you. But before we get into update number 15, let's take a look back at update number 14. Now in update number 14, there was the addition of the first branching super secret area that you could go to and fight amazing bullet hell monsters that are from Gun Gods, a previous Vlambeer game. Also added was the robot wolf enemy. And in terms of weapon additions, there was the energy screwdriver. Now that, with a lot of tweaks, balances, and fixes, including changes to Rebels gameplay and all that good stuff, can be found in our previous video if you would like to know the full list. But we spent enough time in the past, let's look towards the future with update number 15. Now update number 15 has a whole bunch of new stuff, so let's not waste any time getting into it. First up is the biggest addition this week. The addition of a brand new area that comes right after the Frozen City. It's the laboratory. The laboratory is a dark and damp place that is going to serve as a transitional stage, much like the sewer and the crystal cave, and it's filled with a lot of stuff. Now I don't have too much footage of this, but I do have footage this week. Yes, from the little that I've watched of the live stream, I know one of them is called the Freak. One of the plants apparently would just run at you and kamikaze explode. There seems to be a giant crystal-esque creature of some sort, and I think those giant weird floating things that go around seem to spawn more freaks. I could be wrong, but I didn't spend too much time in the labs because it was just a crazy area. But yes, the labs are crazy, they're brand new, so if you're bored with the Frozen City, expect an even crazier opposition to be welcoming you before you get to that sacred loop, so good luck. Also added, I'm just gonna get to this real quick because you already saw some of it, but Vlambeer have added 2 new bee skins this week. The first one up is a new skin for melting. Now from what I can tell, it looks like the regular melting, but some of the flesh has been removed, so you see a lot more of Melting's skeleton. And the second one, you've already seen it. I'm super excited about it, but I'll talk about that later at the end with my thoughts. But Crystal now has a orange square-ish shape as her bee skin, and it looks beautiful. Also added this week was a new crown called the Crown of Hatred. Now what this crown does specifically is it will change any and all chests in a level to ammo chests, which means you're sacrificing potential health, potential weapons, just for all the ammo in the world. So if you're one of those Rambo running guns, Crown of Hatred is probably the crown you're going to want to pick up every single time. Expect some new fun with the Crown of Hatred. And now the weapon, if you've been watching the live stream, you saw this being created by JW, and it is in fact one hell of a weapon. It is apparently one of JW's favorite personal weapons, or his actual favorite weapon in the game right now. But this is the Hyper Launcher. Now, you're going to see footage of this, but I want to stress that the Hyper Launcher does not spawn in the desert. It just so happens to be the place where I tested it the most. But essentially what a Hyper Launcher is a grenade launcher without the grenade, or without seeing the grenade fire. So essentially what happens is you mouse over what you want to blow up, and as long as you have a clear path to said enemy, you will see it explode without any sort of like projectile hitting it. And before anyone gets any ideas, yes, you heard me right, you need a clear path because it will blow up walls that are in front of you if you're not careful. So definitely remember to have a clear shot before you go ahead and try and hit anything with this crazy new weapon. It's pretty OP as well. I tested it on quite a few things, and it can take out a lot of strong enemies in just like 1 or 2 hits. So it's definitely one of the more powerful weapons out there. So be on the lookout for it. The Hyper Launcher, it's amazing. Get ready for just awesomeness in your face all day, every day. Boom. Now finally added to that you may see a little change in some of the tiles in the deserts and sewer areas. From the notes, it sounds like Vlambeer really want to make it feel much more organic and less repetitive. So if it feels a little more lively or feels less jarring and repetitive, well, you've just felt the effects of less repetitive tiles. Yeah, feels good, doesn't it? Alright, so that wraps it up this week for new content. Let's take a quick look at the changes and fixes this week, because there are quite a bit. Now, as usual, I'm just going to go over the rough idea. If you would like the full list of all these changes, because again, there are quite a bit of changes this week, you can check the link in the description below for the full changelog list and feed your mind with all that beautiful knowledge. But here's the basic rundown of the latest changes to the game. Now, there have actually been a couple of buffs this week, including the damage for Gamma Guts. The longevity of lasers and energy beams have now been increased as long as you take the laser brain mutation, giving the laser brain mutation some good incentive now to take. The flamethrower will now spawn earlier, and the auto crossbow now spawns later. So yeah, if those are your weapons of choice, expect to see them later and earlier depending on the weapon. Now, there have been quite a few changes to enemies in general, including the alligators having less health, mimics will drop more radiation now, and Frozen City enemies will now drop more ammo. Which, if you're like me, when you reach the Frozen City, you run out of ammo, this is like a godsend, so amazing. And speaking of Frozen City enemies, the wolves and the frogs will now wait a bit longer before their AI kicks in, so you won't be ambushed upon spawning, is essentially what this means. Now again, there are a whole bunch of things that have changed this week, but there's only two more I'm going to cover right now because we don't want this video to get too long. Number one, crossbows will no longer kill you. There was apparently a bug where, like, I think bone marrow would actually kill you sometimes in certain situations and would also kill your allies. That's been fixed. And finally, one of the much more bigger fixes that I'm kind of happy to see, as you guys will know, that they recently changed the wall behavior in terms of players, so you no longer slide, but as a result, sometimes you would get stuck in a corner. That has been fixed, so you should no longer be getting stuck on corners as long as you're skilled enough to, you know, maneuver. And finally, I didn't know if I would put this under changes or fixes or additions because it's such a significant change as well, but it's not as impactful as the wall behavior, but I'm not sure exactly how to describe it. It's just something you're gonna have to play. But there was a change to the lighting effects in the sewers, crystal caves, and labs. Now, this is important because it changes your view space, like how much you can see. And Vlambeer seemed to be wondering how this will affect the gameplay, you know, the balance and all of that. So definitely let your voice be heard on that one. And that about wraps it up for this week's update. Oh, am I forgetting something? Oh, of course. So any of y'all who ain't gangsta enough to be playing Young Venus on a regular basis might not realize that you can air horn with Venus. Now, all this time, it's just been a simple little toot-toot thing, you know? But any real gangster knows that you ain't making your presence known unless you shaking down the establishment. So, what Vlambeer have gone and done is they've made that screen shake every time you air horn. So when you air horn proud and you make that world tremble. God, I just probably made myself sound so stupid trying to sound gangster. Anyway, yes, so go ahead and air horn to your heart's content. Make them booty shakes. Anyway, my thoughts in this update, amazing. I've just gotten comfortable with the Frozen City, so I'm excited to see the laboratory. It's a really crazy area that I can't wait to learn. I'm a little scared because there's a lot of stuff to fight, but I'm excited. Crown of Hatred I'm really interested to see as well. Sometimes I come across weapons that I really like, but I end up running out of ammo and I have to switch out to something I hate. But Crown of Hatred could actually be a blessing in disguise. I'm excited to try it out in my free time. Hyper Launcher is a pretty awesome weapon, I gotta say. I don't know, I'm probably never gonna find that in the wild. I haven't even found a dragon in the wild, but it's such an awesome weapon. I really hope people get to experience it because it is a crazy weapon. I'm super hyped for Crystal's bee skin because Crystal has quickly become my favorite character to play with. Her thrown butt is so good. But it's amazing. She's square-ish and she's orange, and that's pretty much the Tengu Drop logo. We're like, oh, it's Crystal, and she's orange, and she's squared. It's like, how can I not love that? It is amazing. I'm pretty sure that's just a coincidence, but oh my god, anytime I see Crystal come up in her bee skin, I'm gonna be like, yes. In general, I like it because it's visually different. You know, we haven't seen something so vibrant other than maybe plant. But yeah, so it's nice to see a nice vibrant bee skin and something quite eye-catching in a way, you know. I ran into no bugs this week. Maybe some audio issues still, but from what I've heard, the audio is going to be switched over to a new system anyway, so I'm not really going to focus too much on the audio issues. They're probably going to keep happening until something major changes. I'm really happy to see the laboratories finally integrated into the game. Vlambeer have been doing a really good job with these updates. They have been stepping up their game with these updates. I mean, we've had a secret area last week, we had a new area this week. So yeah, they're really stepping up their game, and I'm really excited to see where they go forward. And I'm interested to see what else they have planned, you know. So yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts this week. I probably talked way too much there. But yes, if you would like the full list of all the changes this week, check the link in the description below. And as usual, if you haven't picked up this game yet, you can do so, as well as see Vlambeer live streaming the development of this game every Tuesday and Thursday on nuclearthrone.com. You can go there, get all the information you need, a link to the game, all of that good stuff, probably more that I'm missing. And if you would like some strats or some info, as usual, check out the Nuclear Throne wiki. Those guys are doing some awesome work there. It's looking more and more beautiful every day with the new graphics and all the good stuff that they're doing over there. So definitely show them some love. And yeah, that's about it this week. Thank you for watching. Hope this was informative. Hope it was enjoyable. And thank you to the community, and especially Vlambeer, for continuing to support the series, and you for watching. So yes, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!
It's the dead body looting, mutant shooting, Venus youth and rootin', tootin', Luger totin', Ruger loading, bullet throwing, way too long, grenade holding, triangle in my mango, your weapon to rap, flash color coded clips in an RPG hat, baby blue ammo turn red when it claps, shoot your face in the fat, give your cadaver a slap, where the level boss at, I wanna click clack, chapow, click clack that, see him shoot him, skin him, where I'm out, I'm on the wall for completely armor plated.